Hi everyone. Welcome back to GIS Gallery. In today's video, we're diving into the world of subtypes in ArcGIS Pro. Subtypes are a great way to simplify and standardize your data management workflows by grouping features within a feature class. Whether you're dealing with utilities, land use, or any other GIS dataset, subtypes can help streamline your processes and ensure data consistency. Let's explore how they work and how to set them up.
So today we'll be setting the setting up the subtype on my feature class. Okay. So I have a feature class added here. Now if I check the attribute table, you can see that I have a field which is a field called name, a field called type, which is of a data type of short, like short integer. So here one thing you have to keep in mind is if you're trying to set a subtype on any of your feature class, the data type should be short integer. Even though the type of text that you will be writing is text, it's data type, so the field the data type should be of integer. Okay. So the thing is like subtypes will only work on integer data type fields. Okay. So after I'm done with that, I can just go to my select my feature class, go over to my data in my ribbons, and I have an option here called subtypes. Okay, so that will create a window that is subtypes. Okay, so in here you can see that there are no subtypes defined. So I have not created any subtypes in my data. Okay, and before that, now if I go to edit and if I am trying to digitize on these features, like so if I want to actually digitize different types of road features, what will I have to do? I'll have to click on roads, it will create the digitizing tool, and then I'll just digitize it. And then what I'll do is I'll just go over to the attribute and then type out the name, right? So what kind of field road it is. So if it is NH, I'll be giving the type NH. So if it is a state highway, I'll be giving the name state highway, right? So different types of type I will be typing it, right? So instead of that, we can actually set what a subtype on. Okay. To create subtype, I'll just uh, go to data, click on subtypes. It will show that there are no subtypes defined. To create a subtype, it says to click on create or manage that we have over here on the top. Okay. We have an option here called create or manage a subtype. Click on there. It will also manage subtype window. In here, it has an option here called subtype field. Okay. If I click here, you can see that the type is given here. So just make sure if you actually want to set a subtype field, it should be of a type, data type integer. Okay. So if you had any other fields here, so I'll just add another field here, right? So I'll just add another field of name. I'll just give out the data type as text. Okay. That is given now. So, field data type I'll set as text. So since it's being edited, though it is not being edited. Let's it have and just go to editing geom discard, right? Edit, click on this curve, add text, right? Okay. So now that done it's done. So I'll just go over to data, subtypes, and then I'll just click on create or manage. Now, even though I have two fields there. I have the type and name. Type is of integer and name is of a text, right? Even if I click on there, it will only show type, because to select a subtype or to apply a subtype on a field, that field should be of integer data type, right? So even though, so you'll be typing in the names and sh. So it's a text field, right? Even though it's a text kind of data that you're going to be typing in, the data type should be integer, okay? If you want to actually set a subtype on it. So click on type, and then in here we'll have the code and description, okay? So the code, my first code will be, it will be something like nh, okay? Second, it will be something like sh. That is state highway, right? So we have national highway, state highway, or we'll have something like village roads. We'll have village roads. So now that is done. I just click on OK, right? So we can see subtypes has been created. We have NH, SH, and VR, right? Now we just click on save. Now after that is done, you can see now the attribute table, we have a different color applied to your type that fields, right? Field type, the different colors applied. That means there's been a change made on this. It means that the subtype has been added on here. Okay. Now if we just went over to edit view. Now what you need to do is you will have to get on there, select the symbology. Okay. You'll set the unique value symbology and select your field as type. Okay. If you set it as type, and then if you came over to your edit toolbar, click on create, and then you can see that your roads feature, it will show whatever the subtypes that you have added here. Okay. So instead of just digitizing each roads and giving out the name NHSH on an attribute table, you can directly digitize to those subtypes. Okay. For example, if I am trying to digitize national highways, I can just click on national highway and digitize those national highways. Okay. And now if I'm trying to digitize state highways, you have to see that all of these, they all three are not separate feature classes. All three are not separate shape files, right? All of these three comes under the same feature class, which is the roads. Okay. I just created three subtypes on those roads, which are NH, SH, and VR. Right? I hope you're getting it. So instead of so usually what we'll do is we'll just create the roads, go to the attribute table, and then we'll type in what type it is, if it is NH or SH. Instead, if we had created this kind of subtypes, we can actually just click on this kind of subtypes, and then they directly digitize to which kind of fields it. So I have digitized NH, SH, and I have also, now I'm just clicking on VR, and then I'll just digitizing village roads. Okay. So I have these features created here, right? And now if I'm coming out to my attribute table, you can see that that's been already populated, right? So when you're just selecting NH and digitizing the feature, you can see that the attribute will be easily populated to NH. If you're selecting SH and digitizing the feature, it's directly digitized to SH. And if you're selecting VR and digitizing, it's actually directly digitized to VR. So what happens here is, instead of digitizing each features one by one and then updating its values manually, you can set these kind of subtypes on them, and then you can directly digitize to those features without ever needing to open your attribute table and update it.